3 stories, 1 life, a journey worth sharing. Part 2, love and loss. The second story is about falling in love and losing it all. I was lucky. I found what I loved early in life. Woz and I started Apple in my parents' garage when I was just 20. In 10 years, we built Apple into a $2 billion company with over 4,000 employees. We had just launched the Macintosh. I had just turned 30, and then I got fired. How do you get fired from a company you started? Well, as Apple grew, we brought in someone I thought would help run the company. At first, things went well, but eventually, our visions started to clash. The board sided with him. I was out, very publicly, very painfully. It felt like someone had ripped out the core of who I was. For a while, I didn't know what to do. I even considered leaving Silicon Valley altogether. But as the weeks passed, something inside me remained clear. I still loved what I did. That hadn't changed. I had been rejected, but I was still in love. So I started again. Over the next 5 years, I built 2 companies, Next and Pixar. I also met the love of my life. Pixar created Toy Story, the first computer-animated film, and today it is one of the most successful studios in the world. And in a full-circle twist, Apple bought Next, and I was back at the company I once lost. The technology we built at Next, it became the foundation for Apple's rebirth. None of that would have happened if I hadn't been fired. It was a bitter pill, but a necessary one. Sometimes life hits you with a brick. Don't lose faith. What kept me going was simple. I loved what I did. Finding that's a rare, lucky thing. And I never took it for granted. Whether it's your work or your partner, don't settle, because when you find it, everything changes. When I was 21, I met a girl named Leslie. She was unlike anyone I'd ever known. We started dating. 6 months later, we were in love. 8 months after that, I knew I wanted to marry her. But there was a problem. Leslie had a rare form of pancreatic cancer. She died 6 months after my 24th birthday. Losing her was devastating, but it taught me something profound. Life is too short. You gotta follow your heart. I was in love with 2 things in life, computers and animation. So I followed my heart and I dove in. I dropped out of college. I started working at Atari. My pay was low, but I didn't care. I was doing what I loved. Then Woz and I started Apple. 5 years later, we were successful. But I was restless. I wanted more than money. I wanted something to challenge me, something to inspire me. So I reached out to a friend at Xerox. They had this amazing research lab, but their products sucked. So I proposed a deal. If they let me spend some time in their lab, I'd make them a custom version of their software for their own use. Deal done. I spent a week in their lab. Everything there was incredible. Their mouse, their windows, their networking. But when I looked around, I saw engineers who had lost their passion. They were burnt out. They didn't care. They weren't inspired. I asked them why, and they told me, "We have no control. Management won't listen to us. They don't value our input." When I heard that, I felt sorry for them, because I knew I could do something they couldn't. I was young. I didn't know how hard it would be to make a new company, but I did know that I had something they didn't: passion. It wasn't easy. There were times when I didn't know if we'd make it, but every morning when I looked at Leslie's picture, I was reminded of what my grandfather told me when I was little. If you really want something, don't just go for it. Go for it with all your heart. That's what I did. Today, Pixar and Apple are 2 of the most successful companies in the world. Now, why am I sharing all this with you? Because I want to pass on the lessons I learned. I want to help you. For 20 years, I hid from the world. I was too ashamed to tell people I'd been fired from my own company. But maybe my story can help you. Maybe you're struggling in school. Maybe you feel like a loser. Maybe you've been rejected. Don't hide in the shadows. Show the world your brilliance. Trust me, it will shine through. For me, being young was an advantage. People expected me to fail. They thought being young meant I didn't know any better. So when I succeeded, it surprised them. It gave me a huge advantage. But if you're not young, that's okay. You can still do amazing things. All you need is passion. If you follow your heart, you can accomplish anything. My name is Steve Jobs. This is my story. Thank you.